2025, some things about your culture may need to shift. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, organizational culture has to shift over time. What you want to do is celebrate the things that are great about your culture. I mean, obviously, you don't want to lose that, but you also want to spend time understanding, hey, is what worked for us up till now, is it still going to work for us in the future? And if it's not, you need to be willing to change, but embrace it. Because as we said, change is inevitable, but growth is optional.
As a follow-up, I'm going to add a follow-up question to that. So part of listening to and adapting organizational culture is understanding it.
Yes.
And so we talked earlier about how the Gen Y is looking for transparency. What have you seen from great leaders to create transparency in an organization?
That's a very great question. And thank you for bringing it up, because I think it'll answer this question even better. When you, again, we mentioned before that they've grown up with transparency. So transparency in an organization is understanding what the vision of the organization it is and having that published and have everybody see it. Not just the vision, but what's the strategy, where are they trying to get to? If your company is at $50 million and you want to get to 100, publish that. Show everybody exactly where you are. And then make sure that the goals cascade down. They need to understand how their efforts, their specific efforts, tie into the bigger picture of the overall organization. And also they need to know, and they need to see people being held accountable for being outside of the bounds in terms of culture. You know, if you really want them to adapt to organizational culture, A, it needs to be articulated, and B, people need to be held accountable for it. Yeah. But also C, be willing to change if change is needed based on the changing demographic of your